Why are vegans so angry? This is a question that kept coming up for me as I was reading through the comments that I got on my video that I recorded on why I stopped being vegan. And wow, I was blown away. I have never read such hateful comments in my life. It was actually amazing. Like, if you ever have time and feel like trolling the internet and reading through some of those comments, like, you will read some things that just blow your mind. I had somebody say, like, would it be okay if I kill your children and feed them to you? Like, that's pretty hardcore. And so I started asking myself this question of, why are vegans so angry? And I get it. Like, I get it. I was vegan for many years, and why I became vegan was because of all of the intake that I was consuming, all of the information, that it was unethical and it was politically incorrect to do so, that it was inhumane, that it was unhealthy, that it was bad for the environment. And so I get it. I get why people who really believe these things, hold these values so dearly, would be really angry at somebody who stopped being vegan. I also understand that if you are vegan and you feel that eating meat is murder, I get why that would really upset you. I get it, and so while I understand all of that, I still do not comprehend how you would feel that it is beneficial or effective in any way to just slander upon my video rather than proposing your opinion. Now this is why there is war. Because people have different experiences, they have different opinions, and we haven't been socialized to be able to just hold and receive somebody else's opinion, and to be able to, with curiosity, look at it, contemplate it, and then offer our own opinion in a civil, compassionate way. No, we are just so socialized and used to just attacking one another in the most hateful of ways. And while you think that it's just behind your computer screen writing these slanderous comments, the way you do anything is the way you do everything. And what those comments tell me, more than anything about me and my behavior, is really about you and how you feel and how you treat others and the way you treat yourself. Right? Like, it's amazing to think of how we treat each other as human beings. It's actually quite disgraceful, in my personal opinion. And I have to say, there were many people that did write comments of like, hey, I appreciate what you're saying, and I don't really agree with you. How about you look at it this way? And that actually enables me to take a moment to contemplate what that other human being is offering and be like, wow, yeah, you know what? I didn't think of it that way. Thank you for helping me see a different perspective. But if somebody comes up and starts to swear and tear me to pieces in all sorts of fashions, I'm not going to be the most open and receptive to even hearing that message. So, so really why I'm saying this is that there is an effective way to communicate. There's an effective way to get your point across, your message across, even if it is not the shared message as the person that you are in front of, right? Nonviolent, effective communication. I know it's not something that we're taught in school, so I have compassion, and yet this is the conversation that needs to happen so that we can come to agreements as a human collective without needing to kill each other. Because yes, the fact that I now eat meat, potentially you see that as murder. And I get that that's challenging to come into coherence. I understand that, right? And yet the only way to come into coherence is through moving through the heart and to sharing a message from that heart space so that it actually lands, so that we can actually come together to have that conversation. Because if you actually care about things, you're not going to just try to defend your own stance and be right by condemning the other person, but you'll try to elevate them up to a place where you can at least have some agreement, and even if it's agree to disagree, but where you're not starting war, where we're seeing that we're all humans on this planet sharing space. And yes, animals are sharing space with us as well. And so what does that get to look like? How does that unfold? How can we all coexist? And I'm just going to say, war is not the way to come to peace. We can't get, I mean, you know, sure, war, we can kill a whole bunch of people and then peace will unfold from that. And yet there is a better way through conscious, compassionate conversations. And so I invite anyone, if you watch that video and it really triggered you and it evoked a lot of emotion and you wrote a really hateful comment, I'd love for you to comment again and share with me why you actually care, why you're passionate, what your heart feels. And I'd be happy to receive those. So just food for thought. Just food for thought.